We're almost 1 week into the Elite Dangerous Odyssey Alpha Test Phase 1, and a lot of things are really good, but there are also things that could use a little bit of improvements. Guys, I have something exciting to share with you guys. Today's video is brought to you by me and the Down2Earth store. So head over to store.d2ea.com, check out the cool products. Not only are there new designs, but also new products like caps, beanies, jackets, which is something you guys have been asking for. You'll find the link in the video description. But for now, let's get back to the video. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Elite Dangerous with Down2Earth Astronomy. Today I'm going to give you my opinion about the Odyssey Alpha Phase 1, which is almost a week old now. I'm not going to be going into like the glaring bugs, because this is something I'm expecting Frontier to iron out before this goes live, so there's no point in going out and nitpicky about that. What I will be talking about though is the things that I think is working as intended, but I feel like either need rebalancing or could use some extra work. And the first thing is the Apex interstellar travel times. It's been on everybody's lips, it seems, that these travel times are so long and the trips are so boring because you're a passive passenger and you have nothing to do. Now, Frontier has replied in a forum thread where they said that yes, they will be looking into it, but you also have to keep in mind that the system we're in is very large, it's in very long distances. That will of course mean also longer travel times, and that's a fair point, because if you think about it, how often do you travel more than 100,000 light seconds or even 10,000 light seconds when you're in the live game? It's not too often. I at least try to stick to the stuff close to the main star, and most systems are not even that big. So it's a fair point that the travel times are longer than what we would expect to see in quote-unquote normal gameplay. However, that doesn't mean that there's not room for improvements here. Personally, I would like to see us getting something to do while we are in these taxi rides. Anyway, it could be really nice if we could have some kind of little mini game that would allow us to I don't know, scour databases for maybe satellite pictures or maybe just drawn out maps of the area, and then depending on how well you complete this mini game, you would get more information. So maybe like if you completed it to tier 1, you only got like a map of where the different buildings are. Okay, tier 2, you now get names on the maps. Okay, so that's power, that's habitation, that's blah, blah, blah. And then the more you complete, you get more information. Maybe you begin to get locations of ammo crates and health packs and that kind of stuff. And you maybe even begin, if you complete it really well, you could also get like a live feed of where are enemies on the surface right now. That could just be their quote-unquote spawn locations when you come in. I don't know. Something like that. You get a gradual more and more information about the base, allowing you to plan out the mission before you actually get there. I know a lot of these things, they might be static, at least so far I've seen, so it probably won't be long before people make these maps anyway and put them online. When the game goes live, we are going to be able to fly there in our own ship, which will be faster than the taxi service. And it should be. I don't feel like just speeding up the taxis is a solution, because in my mind, it should be faster to fly on your own. It is an NPC after all, so unless they get special FSDs that can travel faster than the ones we have, then it will always be faster to fly on your own. And just speeding up is not a solution as I see it. So therefore I would much rather see that they gave us something to do while we're sitting in those taxi rides anyway. The second thing I want to talk about is these codes, the little 4-digit PIN codes that you can get if you have sufficient access. You can go to a terminal, you can then get these access codes, so you can unlock lockers and open crates and that kind of stuff without having to cut them open with the arc cutter. As I see it, the way they're designed, they are designed for those transport missions where you have to go to a base, go to a specific crate and pick it up. Because then you can go into this interface, you can find the crate you're looking for, the code is right there, you can set your marking and go to it, you can pick it up, you have the code, you leave. For those purposes, it works perfect. Nothing wrong with that. The way I see I use these terminals much more often is to actually loot the bases. If let's say I do a power on mission, like where I get a power regulator, I have to go install in the power plant and get the thing online. In these situations, I always get a level 3 access to the base, meaning I have access to go around to all the different buildings. And I would often use this as an opportunity to go and collect materials. So while I'm out of the base anyway, just collect some materials that I can use later on. But the problem is, there can easily be, I don't know, 10 different pin codes that you have to remember for different containers. I can't remember 10 pin codes. So I'll always end up taking screenshots or write it down on a piece of paper. That's not a great experience that I have to sit and say, okay, so I need to locate all these different crates. I can't remember all the pin codes, screenshots, paper. It's not a great experience. So for those situations where you just want to go and you just want to clean shop, you just want to take everything there is that's not bolted down, it would be really nice if we could either get remote access after we found the terminal, or if we could have some kind of like in-suit memory bank to store passwords or something like that. An additional little nice bonus would also be if we could set multiple waypoints in the terminals. So say that I'm looking through the terminals and I'm looking for like maybe a specific type of data point to find some material need to upgrade a suit, or a specific type of container or something like that. I could go through and say, I want to pin that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. And then you have maybe a set number, let's say max 5 or 10 or whatever you feel is appropriate. Number of locations that you can pin, so they all show up on your map. And then once you're there, once you looted it, you should then on site be able to unpin it. So say now that is looted, now that's no longer pinned. So you basically have it like quest markers. You can go around and set your own. So you don't have to go back to a terminal every time. It just speeds up the gameplay. And then once we're at the locations, give us access to the passwords. It's already been on screen. Having to sit and write it down is, again, it's not a great experience. Now, the next I want to talk about is the loadouts. Now, I really like the mechanic that has been done with the, like, if you have one suit, if you want to use the same modifications on multiple different loadouts, then you can do that. You can mix and match. Can we have that on ships too, by the way? The thing I want to address here is it's a little counterintuitive the way it is right now. Because you go in, you buy your suit, you buy your weapon, now you want to make your loadout, and you have the loadout screen in the little mission boards on the stations. And you go there and you create your loadout, but you can't actually equip it. For that, you have to go to the ship to equip it, and that just seems so counterintuitive. I think the reason this is done, so you don't have people like inter-swapping suits in the middle of the atrium, and it would still allow you to have like a place you go if you want to change your suit loadouts. Basically like an outfitting area, but for suits. I think that would make it a lot more intuitive. And I'm not saying it should replace the option to change your suit in your ship. Absolutely not. You should 100% be able to change your suit in your ship, especially for explorers who are out there who might have multiple suits depending on what they want to do. So of course you should be able to swap your suit while you are on your ship. But give us some place on the station where we can do it as well. But I would love to hear your opinions about this as well. What do you think should change? Do you agree with my points of view? Do you have a better idea how we could solve some of these problems than the ones I have? I would love to hear them in the comment section. But that's gonna be it for this time. Thanks so much for watching. For more Odyssey content, go down and subscribe to the channel. And if you like this video, give it a like. And until next time, I will see you guys in space.